Okay guys, I'm really excited about this video, so let's just jump into it. This is the new Lurpiv 2.0. You can see they've got this anti-wheel bite technology. I'm really going to test it out today. We're going to skate them loose and see if I can get wheel bite. So comparing them to Slappies, I'm a little bit worried that it's going to not give me enough base plate to slide with nose slides and tail slides, because you can see Slappies, just like Indies and Ace, they kind of stick out more here, farther from that axle. This is actually really close to where the wheels are going to be, where that base plate sticks out. I think it's also going to make the wheelbase a little bit wider, you know, lengthen the wheelbase. Like Slappies are really responsive, they push the wheelbase in. I've heard these are very responsive as well, but it looks like the wheelbase is going to be kind of pushed back, kind of like Thunders or Ventures, but this is a very tall truck. This, you know, it's not that much taller than Slappies though, if it even is taller than Slappies. Pretty similar, because Slappies are a tall truck as well. I'm hoping it turns a lot like the Slappies, because the Slappies have my favorite turn, but I'm hoping it grinds more like maybe Indies or Thunders, and locks in like Thunders, grinds like Indies. That'd be nice. You could definitely put a reverse kingpin in this. It's not going to slip like the old ones that had to have the little lock right there. But since it's kind of squared off here, this is how Thunders used to be, and the reverse kingpin, the nut would actually catch on the side, so it wouldn't spin around. So this would be a good truck to actually stick, reverse kingpin, like an inverted kingpin, I guess you'd say, in there. So maybe we'll try that out in a future video later this week. So yeah, I just want to set these up and get into skating them. Yeah, it's an interesting metal. It's kind of heavy, but it's not that heavy. I feel like it'd be lighter than Indies, but they're probably heavier than Slappies. It's not that bad as far as the weight goes. It's a different kind of metal. It's not polished like you're used to with trucks. Like these Slappies are polished. You can see it's more like a flat metal look. You've got that built-in washer on the inside, and on the outside you've got one washer there. It's got a hollow kingpin and hollow axle. So yeah, I like the yellow bushings. I've heard that they're pretty soft. It feels like they're not super soft compared to some of the trucks that I felt, you know, right out of the box, but yeah, let's test it out. You can see some weird stuff. It's a little rough back there, not like the perfect manufacturing going on. Let me see what the other side looks like right there. The other side looks pretty good. You know, back there in that little hole, I'll show you again. It's a little rough on this one. These are really responsive. I did not expect that. So the two trucks that I've gotten the most wheel bite on are the two trucks that are supposed to prevent wheel bite the most. So these, I'm getting wheel bite instantly standing on these. They're so responsive and so loose. It's like worse than Ace as far as a quick turn, very quick turn. So these and Grind King trucks, on the Grind Kings, they were supposed to prevent wheel bite, and I just got wheel bite immediately. And these are not big wheels. So let's ride them around at the skate park and see how they feel. So I don't want to be that guy that's always negative about everything, like Camera Conspiracies or something, even though that's a great channel. But over and over lately, I've had to be that guy. So right now, out of the box, these are unskateable. I get wheel bite immediately whenever I turn. There's a really sharp turn, and the wheel really dips down when I turn, and I immediately stop. It is the strongest wheel bite I've ever felt on any truck. So I think I can fix this. I'm gonna have to actually put some washers, some metal washers right there to engage this, because it's not working out for me. Maybe I don't even know if that would work. Maybe a couple washers almost to where it's touching this, and maybe it would pinch that before. A couple washers might fix it, but I just think that needs to go down a little bit more. Maybe I'm heavier than anyone else that skated these. I know Oski is really tiny. The guy that made these, he's probably half my weight. So I think of Zach Dowdy as a pretty honest reviewer. I'm surprised he didn't get wheel bite with these. I know he's a lot thinner than me, but I didn't hear anybody talk about that yet. But it's the worst wheel bite I've ever experienced. So let me show you what the turn is like. It's probably the most responsive truck I've ever skated. It's more responsive than Ace, but it's a totally different feeling than Ace. Alright, that one was a little bit exaggerated. Let's try to just skate normal with them and turn. You also got to think, I'm not a big fan of this deck. It's got a lot of razor tail. It's pretty worn down. It's kind of small. The trucks are kind of small for what I've been skating. So you got to take that into consideration too. But let's skate the mini ramp with it. So I know it looks like I've been skating these for months now, but it's only been a few minutes. And they went from being the worst trucks to some of the best trucks. So they went from feeling like looser than Ace, like really squirrely, to feeling like Venture Highs or like some really tall Thunders. They kind of have that lock-in like Thunders do. They kind of have a feeling of like a really tall Thunder truck. I wasn't too impressed with the grind. I got stuck a lot, but of course it's hot and the ledges here are really rough. You know, they're basically street curbs. So yeah, I can't really blame the trucks too much for that. They look really cool at that angle. Alright, so I broke my board. I was trying to do this little switch nose stall, big spin thing that I do all the time, and it didn't work out. Snapped the board, just kept trying it until it broke all the way through. I really thought I was gonna roll away actually, but didn't work out. So they skated good. They surprised me because I was ready to sell them. You have to realize, new trucks never feel good the first 5 minutes. You have to get used to them, especially if it's a kind of truck that you've never skated before. But new bushings, everything, you got to get used to it. You got to give it some time. I realize I'm like this every time I try a new truck. I hate it the first day, but after I get used to it, I can skate it. And this truck took a little bit less time than most trucks do to really get used to. Cause I was skating this truck pretty good today, the first day. And I worked today, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to skate it, you know? But within skating this truck for an hour or so, they skated pretty good. I was happy with them. So I'm kind of disappointed with the hanger. You know, the anti-wheel bite technology didn't work. I got way more wheel bite than I normally do. The next video might be me fixing that with a washer right here, or maybe using the hanger on a different base plate from a different kind of truck. Both of those videos are for sure coming to this channel because I got to test that out, because maybe there's a way to actually make this work. I've been working on a few different ways to get rid of wheel bite, but this would be like the easiest way to get rid of wheel bite. I think it's a pretty tech truck, you know? I skated decent with it. Considering it was the first day I skated with them, I skated really good with this truck. So yeah, I would suggest them. I think I'm just going to get more and more used to them, and I'm going to actually really like them. They turn well. It turns more like an Ace at first, but after I broke it in, it turns more like Ventures or Thunders. It feels pretty tech like Thunders, but it's taller, so you get a little more pop on a flat board like this. I wish I didn't break my board immediately. I wish I didn't break my board within the first hour of skating this truck. But yeah, it's a pretty fun truck. Alright, I take that back. I just jumped on some Venture highs, and yeah, they don't turn at all. It turns way more than Ventures. It may even turn as much as an Indy, tightened up a little bit. They are a turny responsive truck, a dippy turny truck. Even when I tightened it, it does have a lot more turn than this. Stepping back on this, there's almost no turn on Venture highs. But I kind of like them for tech stuff. Alright, so I just jumped on some Thunders 161s, and yeah, they don't turn at all either. So the Lurpivs are much more responsive, and they turn a lot more than Thunders and Ventures. More like Ace, Indy, stuff like that. I really have to compare the trucks side by side, because in my head, Thunders turned way more than they actually do. And you know, you get used to this truck and you're like, it's not that turny. Then you step on a truck that's not responsive and you almost fall off. We've had some really nice sunsets lately. So I like this truck with a flatter board because it's a super tall truck. Probably the tallest truck I've ever skated. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, scroll through my channel, check out my other videos, and hit the subscribe button because I got a lot more videos to come. Thanks for watching.